that shouldn't be there. There you go. I'm such a professional, guys. Just gonna configure a couple of things. Oh, no time like the present. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Endwalker World Quest stream. Today's gonna be ranged DPS role quests, and that's it. I was gonna go through the entire role quest storyline, and then I'm gonna end the stream so I can watch anime and play Blitzball later. Also, if you hear drinking sounds, my bad. I have water. God forbid to stay hydrated, am I right? Let's fix a couple of things. Let me just get the Ninki gauge. Kazametoi. That's good. Alright. How's my luck? Off to a great start. Cool. Please be a 987. We're back. We're so back. Oh no. Oh! Let's go! You know nothing about this game, but you'll learn soon enough. Welcome, first of all. Happy that you're here. This is Final Fantasy XIV, a MMORPG from Square Enix. Creative Business Unit 3 by the great Naoki Yoshida. I'm currently in Endwalker, which is like the second latest expansion. I'm assuming, and I'm gonna assume there's gonna be a lot of story and context that's gonna be missing if you're coming in here without any any knowledge of Final Fantasy so far. I'm gonna be playing as my lovely bard job. Got a nice pretty bow and everything. I actually like this because it has birds on it. And those birds are sticking, now that I'm noticing. Alright. No time to waste. Except for the time that I did waste getting ready. That's besides the point. I suppose for a little bit of context, if you've never seen Final Fantasy before, Final Fantasy 14 before, in Endwalker, let's see if I can keep this short and sweet. It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world, and there is so much death and despair in the air that people are succumbing to said despair and turning into monsters. Stormblood. Hien returns. Hien is from Stormblood. That is the... I guess Realm Reborn is 2.0. Second expansion. Yeah, the second expansion, because Realm Reborn is the base game, or is now the base game after the reset from the original 1.0 version. I'm bad at explaining things. So it's essentially like this. Here's a quick rundown of the Final Fantasy XIV timeline. Final Fantasy XIV online releases in 2010. Let me double check that so I don't spread misinformation. Yes, okay. 1.0 releases in 2010, and it is very flawed. So flawed, in fact, that in order to remake the game, the developers literally sent down the moon and destroyed the world. And this all gets covered in the opening cutscene of 2.0, A Realm Reborn, which is what everyone considers the base game nowadays. And from then on, it goes from Realm Reborn 2.0, Heavensward 3.0, which is one of the best stories in Final Fantasy XIV. Then it goes to Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and we're currently on Dawn Trail, which is what I should be working towards, but I'm behind on a lot of content, so. Do mine eyes deceive me? Lady Minari! Oh, thank the Kami. Lord Hien has requested assistance in the resolution of a most urgent matter, the hunt for a fell beast believed to be a blasphemy. Though we have made great strides in ensuring the safety of our people, we fear even our finest shinobi will be no match for this enemy, for it commands the skies of Doma. But as your talent for striking down foes at a distance is beyond compare, I can think of no one better to aid us in overcoming this adversary. 'Twould be my pleasure. Also, fair warning, you're probably going to hear a lot of clicking during cutscenes. I'm taking screenshots, because I'm awful like that. My screenshot folder is absurd. Oh, Kami be praised! I shall inform Lady Yugiri that she may receive you at the Doman Enclave. Safe travels, Lady Minari. To Doma! Away! Oh, there goes the animation. And if you're interested in playing Final Fantasy XIV for yourself, there is a free trial. You can either download it on Steam or go straight to the Square Enix website and download the free trial from there. There really isn't any restriction on game time. There's no restriction on game time at all. You can play up to Stormblood for free, up to level 70. So you can experience all of the story, all of the dungeons, all of the boss fights without paying a single cent. It is very fun. There's a huge community. Personally, I'm part of the role-playing community, and I do participate in. If only I owned any device that could run it. Now, I've only seen screenshots and stuff. I don't actually know. I know consistent streaming from me, it's impossible. What's up, Coffee? Milking the subscription. Yeah, I gotta use as much of the game time as I can now because, well, the current game time that I got is running out. But I have some very generous friends, and one of them did give me another time code for another 60 days. So I'm set for another while. Rolling back a bit, I do believe they're working on a mobile version, which is huge. So far, a lot of it has only been shown in... has just been Chinese... Yeah, Chinese footage. But it looks solid. I don't know what kind of phone you have, though. And I also don't know what kind of phone it needs. Only... Oh. Wait, nope. Very not good one. Damn. Well, there's plenty of streamers and videos playing Final Fantasy for the first time if you want to experience the story. I do believe Volpixie I mean, you and your iPhone could tank it. Possibly. I don't know the specs just yet, so I can't really say anything on it. But if you want to see the story for yourself, you can. I know Volpixie did a whole playthrough of it, and is going through a playthrough of it with Shenpai. If you've ever heard of them, it's very funny because Shenpai. Ooh, we run Genshin on full graphics. Nice. Yeah, but Shenpai is like a veteran 14 player, so she's kind of helping Volpixie, or at least joining Volpixie on her journey through Final Fantasy. It's very funny to watch their reactions because Volpixie will say stuff, and then you go to Shenpai's point of view, and she's losing it. Mike? I went too far. I think I went too far. Middle start of Endwalker, PC exploded. No! You're at the middle start. Oh, I did go too far. Whoops. One of your friends is obsessed with Final Fantasy, so you'll look into it. Nice. Trying not to swear too much. But yes, I'm very excited for you to experience Final Fantasy. My gear mended, everything's... Hi, you giddy. Hey, girl. You played... Oh. Huh. When you were in Shadowbringers? Oh, okay. Must have been a while though, because there was a pretty big gap from when I finished Endwalker and then I just stopped. So it must have been such a long time ago. Alright. Dialogue. It is good to see you, Minari. When we received word that you of all people had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it. Yet here you are. Lord Hien will be pleased for this reunion. If you would wait here a moment. Cutscene time. My favorite. Well, well. That the kami should guide your steps to our door once more. And with such fortuitous timing. I've been following you for a bit, but I've never been to a stream before. Not sure on how I know you. It's probably voice acting stuff. I did a couple of things. Sorry, you're very normal, dude. Can't contain myself. I mean, that's just me with like Ishtola or I think because I've been going to the ninja storyline as well. So Tsubame, she's cute. She's so cute. Ishtola's hot. Pray forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome, but time is not on our side. Not long after receiving word of men transforming into hideous beasts in Tavner, a similar creature was born of a woman in Isari. After attacking another villager, it took to the skies and fled, though to where we know not. Excuse me while I focus on the cutscenes real quick. An all too cruel twist of fate, for the one slain was among the prisoners returned to us in that deplorable exchange with Asahi and the Empire, just when they had at last begun to piece their life back together. This blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foe is wont to keep to the skies, well beyond the reach of our samurai and shinobi. Thus did we seek the aid of those proficient in ranged combat, able to pluck the beasts from the heavens. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve all problems. Others have turned into weaker but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Tavner, and their numbers increase by the day. From what I understand, this phenomenon is not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety, emotions which, of late, can be found in abundance. Slaying the beasts means nothing if the people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Lord Hien! You have to help. The villagers. They... Sir, please, calm yourself and tell us what happened. Another has been turned into my lord. For a blessing, no one was harmed when the beast flew into a rage, but the people are in a panic. I fear what may happen next. It would seem we have even less time than I thought. Oh, that could have been better. I want to put her in my pocket. I want to be in her pocket. What? That one may have been a bit worse. Yeah, I did voice Onion Thief. Yeah. Hearts and Hexes, I was Jack. And then my latest role, I am in the audio drama Starfall as a side character named Ravy. He's a himbo. Ravy is a himbo. Though I think for personal reasons right now, I would rather not talk about Onion Thief and Blooming Panic. For personal reasons. Contrast between them and Onion Thief is insane. It is. It really is. It's funny. But, back to the game, right? Worry not. We will see to the beast. As of yet, there is no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you are ready to join the fray. It really has been a long time since I heard Lord Tien, so I don't know if I'm voicing him accurately. It was last seen near the glittering basin. Come, I will show you. Oh, we're already here. Okay. Thanks, dude. The beast was right here, I swear it. I thank you for leading us here, but it is not safe. Please return to your village. Is a more smooth, calm voice. You're pretty close. Okay. We should split up if we're to save any chance of finding it, immunity. Would you see to the west? I will search in the north. Yugiri, I leave the east to you. If you find it, remember, these blasphemies are no longer people. They will not hesitate to strike you down, so you mustn't either. Now, let us not waste any more time. Go, bird. Fly 500 feet over when I could have just easily walked. Wait, I have 3 charges of this now? That's okay. Easy to that. Cutscene. Me when I waste an Etherite ticket instead of walking 60 hours. Exactly. Are you alright? We heard shouting and came as fast as we could. It would appear Minari had arrived not a moment too soon. Why? Why did you kill my brother? Your brother? Young man, that creature was not your kin. Not anymore. Had she not laid it to rest, it would have killed you and countless others. Whew, this took a turn. Oh, that got dark real quick. But if your heart cries for one to blame, let it be me. The beast was slain at my behest, for it was the only way. No! No, you're wrong! You killed him! Murdered him! I hate you! Oh, this poor kid. Issei? What are you doing here? Searching for Tanbo, though clearly you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you may have guessed, and Tanbo gave chase the moment it ran off. I beg you forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was regrettably not among those to return to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. The hope they might one day be reunited was their only comfort when the Viceroy still ruled. I can only imagine how they felt when she walked into Isari, a shadow of her former self. Tsuyu may have had no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, the brothers prayed your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death and of their father's absence. Deprived of hope and of hate all at once, they had nothing. My apologies for rambling. No, no. It was a rather enlightening tale. I spared the woman who brought him pain, and took the brother who brought him comfort. I would hate me too. I swear I will set things right for Tonbo, for all the people of Doma. Please return home, Issei, and be safe. Let us return to the Doman Enclave. This ordeal has given me much to consider. Bro, he took that. That genuinely was some king stuff right there. Well, yeah, wasn't he like actually kind of egotistical or something? It's been a while. I don't remember the details too well. No, I don't think he was egotistical. I think he was just really self-doubting himself. I think that was it. Something like that. Yeah, no one wants to run away. People don't want me. What a dude. I'm all alone in this world. What's going on? Back to the Doman Enclave. Go bird. Walk 50 yums. I tire. Yes, I know I have Peloton. Do not question me. I totally forgot about the etherite, actually. Ah, it's fine. So it's even, in fact, that makes it even worse. That makes it so much worse. I don't even use the etherites. That's funny. I owe you a great debt for your timely assistance, and an apology, for I've made you an executioner in young Tonbo's eyes. They're not minions, they're mounts, actually. Yeah, no, that was such an unnecessary use of the mount. Would that I had been the one he witnessed cut down the beast his brother had become. But we haven't time to dwell on regrets and what should have been. No, we need to take action. And after hearing of Tonbo and his brother, I believe I know what must be done. I have to kill him too, so that he may suffer no. No, okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that to him. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange. But even so, there are those who yet remain lost to us. I said I'm sorry! Meanwhile, Yotsuyu, who was directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her suffering at the hands of her brother, but it came at the expense of justice for her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them and their grief. But what of those who cannot bring themselves to do even that? Who are left alone with their anger and their pain? It may well give way to despair, and then they would share the same fate as Tonbo's brother, yes. Which is why we must needs consider who else might share in his anguish, ere we find ourselves beset by more beasts. I will begin making rounds of the villages to inquire after those whom their neighbors believe are more distressed of late. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search for the blasphemy which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, you will have need of your talents again ere long. Rest assured we will keep you apprised of our findings. Da, 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 da. Oh hey, you have findings. Lord Hien's extended absence from the Enclave does not sit well. He's in trouble. That sounds like trouble. That's not good. Ah, Minari. We have yet to ascertain the whereabouts of the blasphemy from Isari, but, for a blessing, we have received no reports of others that have turned. Lord Hien, for his part, has made a concerted effort to go about the villages and converse with his subjects directly. I suspect his constant presence has served to allay the people's fears. As one might expect. He has ever been dedicated and diligent, but I fear he has been away over long. I thought to go and visit what should have been his last destination, Isari. Might I ask you to accompany me? Yes? Yes, indeed. My mom. Yeah, I got the lore emote, I got the gamer emote, I got the confused emote, the huh. And then I have the love emote because I don't have any other emotes other than Voggers. And that's it. I got nothing else. Thank you. I'm sure there is no cause for concern, but nevertheless, I should be glad to find him quickly. Got the curious hall. Heart of ember, autumn tide, I forgot the other lines. Fade away. I want to learn that song, but there's scream parts, and I don't really know how to do screams of that variety. I could kind of do like a inhale kind of thing. I don't know if that counts. I don't know if that's a category of scream. Kind of give it a, you know. that may have been like a jump scare or something. I apologize. We have fun here. Minari, Yugiri, my apologies if I gave you cause for concern. Assessing the state of affairs here in Sari has proven difficult. To put it simply, the people, one and all, refused to speak with me. They simply bowed their heads and turned away at my reproach. Knowing the blasphemy originated here, I cannot help but wonder... Do we have fun? Is this fun? Yeah, just having a bit of fun, making sure that nobody else dies or goes mad and turns into a giant, thoughtless monster. I cannot help but wonder if that has aught to do with their silence. Perhaps you could attempt to engage with the people in my stead. Surely they have no cause to deny the two of you. I should hope not. Nevertheless, I will don a disguise, lest I draw undue attention. Come, Minari, let us see what we can discover. Thank you, both of you. Burly villager. I owe a great debt to Lord Yan. If not for him, I would still be fighting under the imperial standard. But the village suffered dearly under the occupation. What's more, our lord failed to punish the viceroy for her crimes, and failed to reunite many with their loved ones. I understand why some would think poorly of him, even if I do not. A blasphemy? You are mistaken, my friend. Our village was not visited. Our village was words. Our village was visited not by a monster, but a kami, Izanami. Where Lord Hien is cold and callous, she offers us boundless compassion and love. Aye, that's right. The blasphemy was born of a young woman here in Isari. Tragic, really. Every day she prayed for the safe return of her husband, but it was not to be. If I'm to be honest, I fear the loss drove her poor mother-in-law mad. Kisei has never been a devout follower in the kami and their blessings, but she's somehow convinced herself that Minato has become one. The delusions of a grieving parent, obviously, but an alarming number of people have come to share in her belief. Heresy is what it is. Oh, she even kept the twin tails. It's cute. I see. Little wonder they would refuse to confide in me. The belief held by some that this blasphemy is a kami, however, is quite concerning. Izanami presides over life and death. She gave birth to the nation of Doma, and ushers souls of the departed onto the land of the dead. I trust you understand what it would mean to deny them a source of hope in such dark times, even one such as this. The villagers also claim this Kisei can speak with the dead. In fact, she will be holding a gathering to demonstrate her powers ere long. Birth to a whole nation got me curious. Does she have complications? I don't know how to. I genuinely could not think of any follow-up jokes. What degree was the tear? Oof. Think they needed to. Think they needed a surgery for it, or? The villagers also claim. Demonstrate her powers there along. Literally, goodness gracious. The perfect opportunity to gauge the extent of the fanaticism. Not from me, of course. My presence would draw. Oh my goodness! Excuse me. Draw undue attention. Might I ask you both to attend in my stead? Her followers will be gathering. I can't speak anymore, apparently. I know I'm funny if Uni fails to be a comedian. Well, I mean, I hope Uni turns out well anyways. And then you go on to be a comedian. Her followers will be gathering in the tavern. Come. You can't just say that. So publicly? Crazy. Sitting on the floor like it's elementary school. So conspicuous. Oh, that's weird. Oh, spirits of Isari, I beseech you, lend me your voice and let your presence be known. Cross the veil and be among us once more. Akitsu. Father? Still tending the nets like I taught you? Yes, Father. Every day. Thanks to you, we never want for fish. Our bellies are never empty. I am proud to be your son. I was always too embarrassed to tell you it before, but... And I am proud to have been your father. May you be ever blessed by the sea's bounty. Oops, didn't mean to open that part. Sorry, 1 second. I accidentally opened up my audio program. Okay, where was I? Sea's bounty. Ow, it hurts. Father, what's wrong? He's in terrible pain, my child. Those who have cheated death's design yet live. It has disrupted the natural order, and the spirits suffer for it. What must we do to ease their pain? Fear not. Izanami shall put all to rights. She will claim the souls not long for this world and deliver them unto the hereafter. When her work is finished, your father's spirit and all the others will find peace. Can you find my father? Can you help me speak with him? Kisei, can you commune with my husband? What about my family? Help me, Kisei, please! Clamor, walla walla walla, walla walla. That's a screenshot. So, is Kisei's ability all that she claims? And her eyes were like, whoa! And then her voice was like, whoa! A young man spoke with his dearly departed father through her. I find that rather hard to believe. Even so, those in attendance appear quite convinced, my lord. And I suspect a great many of the villagers I've spoken with recently are as well. Everywhere I went, the people were in so much pain, and there was nothing I could do or say to give them solace. Yet for all their anguish, there has not been a single report of villagers turning since the incident with Tonbo's brother. Which can only mean word of Kisei and her ability to speak with the deceased has spread. The belief we can commune with our loved ones in death is a comfort far beyond my power to provide. Though I fail to see how the people would abide the kami claiming innocent lives to restore order. She comes! Izanami! The blasphemy? Here? Lord Yen! The kami, she appeared as if from nowhere, and in the next instant this poor man was... So we were too late. I spoke with him before any sorry. You recognize him then? Curious that he and the blasphemy's first victim were former conscripts. What could the fiend be after, I wonder? quick theory. It could be that the woman who was, I believe it was a woman that was turned into the blasphemy, her husband was either a prisoner or a fellow conscript that had gotten killed, and now she's blaming the other conscripts and is going on a revenge spree. That's it. That's all I got. It does not become my lord to speak ill of the kami. Oh boy. I understand you are come to investigate the rumors of a monster born in our village. A blasphemy, you called it. But you are sorely mistaken. My daughter-in-law, Minato, was chosen to serve as a vessel for Izanami. I witnessed her ascension with my own eyes. Never mind. The mother-in-law is evil. Why do they keep making the mother-in-law evil? Why is it always the mother-in-law? If you didn't see it on my last stream when I was doing the melee role quests, when we were confronting the Sahagin crushing tides, their priest guy had gaslit the queen, just fully gaslit the queen into thinking that all the other Sahagin have gone crazy, that we should still be that the shore walkers are still trying to take over and constrain us, and we're convincing them that it was a mission of peace, quote unquote, and that we should they're gonna kill us all. That's what the priest was being like, and it's gonna happen now. She was the cause of the woman turning into a blasphemy. I can feel it. That other theory, gone. Partially. I think the whole conscript thing may still hold water. No, okay. I wasn't expecting the echo two quests in. But yeah, we're getting answers. Minato, please. I can't. I won't. There's no logic in it. No justice. The Witch of Doma spared, given a second chance, and my husband condemned to die as a conscript. I'll never know what became of him. Lord Hien can't give me even that. And when I look at the families he made whole, at their happiness, I feel the hole in my heart, the gaping wound that will never heal, begin to bleed. Okay, never mind, the mother-in-law didn't do it. Only at my beloved's side will I find peace. You mustn't lose faith, Minato. All will be well. Trust in the kami, in Izanami. I want to believe, but... Oh. Wait, that's just a Sin Eater. And there she goes. Okay, so the mother-in-law didn't do it. She literally did just witness it. But yet, why did she delude herself into... stress, I guess. I don't think the Sin Eater designs are even original either, because some of the angels were in one of the Heavensward dungeons? One, like the post dungeons, I think? Or... Izanami is come to bring peace to the souls of the departed. Weather is very bad right now. It feels like 110 and thunderstorms. Oof, that's a combo. Take care. Surely you would not dare defy the will of the kami. This balance you speak of has claimed the lives of two innocents, but recently returned to us. I cannot, I will not, accept that the kami would condone such cruelty. No crueler than the sight of Yotsuyu free and forgiven, while my husband and son fought Garlemald's wars, now dead and forgotten in a foreign land. With all due respect, Lord Hien, is it not your duty to protect Doma and her people? How are we to place our faith in the man who places the enemy's safety and well-being above that of his own subjects? Only the kami are deserving of our adoration, as they have always been. I think my game just crashed. My game crashed. Okay. That's awkward. Let me just boot that back up again, I guess. Man. Yeah, I couldn't take all of them. The cutscene wasn't finished. I gotta watch it all again. Is it DDoS or WT? Yeah, I'd probably... see if anyone else has just experienced that. And fire and faith. Main? I don't know if it's maintenance, because that was last night. Unless they're doing like a hotfix or something. I think my game straight up just crashed. If nothing else happens, then oh well. Oh my god, okay. I actually do have to do the cutscene all over again. Secret technique. Click macro. Damn. I guess I am the problem. Oh my god. He's dead, Jim. It's so weird seeing Kisei's like hair, because that was the hair that I was using for Endwalker, I believe. With just about that kind of color, if not a little more saturated. It's like, huh, whoa. There she goes. Crazy how people will look at that and be like, it's Izanami! That's crazy! Right. When they walk away, then they're caught up on. I believe this is it. The villagers are no doubt loath to XIV, but preparations must be made for burials and funeral rites. I can offer that much at least. You seem distracted during our conversation with Kisei. Is something the matter? Bro, I saw it all happen, dude. It's crazy. The echo. And the blasphemy was indeed born of Minato. To bear witness to such horror, how her mind must have struggled to comprehend what she saw. Yeah. And as a woman of faith, perhaps her only surviving family becoming one with the divine was the only reality with which she could come to terms. I believe I know now what must be done. I but pray her fervor does not drive her to oppose us. Come, let us return to the Enclave. Oh wait a minute, I just realized I gotta do a thing. Just so I don't show this off on stream. Because it doesn't seem appropriate to show these on stream. Where is it? Because there was the whole, I know about the policy with the mods and things, but stuff like plugins probably wouldn't be super acceptable. Better safe than sorry. There we go. And then she's a short goon. By category. Let's do. I thought I had another one that was like a default, but I can't remember what it was. Dragoon Age, nice. Oh, Keeper of the Vile Axe, that's not bad. Oh, but that's Scholar. Higher, oh higher, carrying our song fast within our arms. As chorus might ring for all. Wait, wait a minute. On wings of hope, rise through the night. Higher, oh higher, carrying our song fast within your arms. That's crazy. I did not know that. I did not notice that before. Alright, let's do Heart of the Party. Peak karaoke. I was thinking of doing another karaoke stream. Because I'm fairly certain that when I tried to do it last time, there was so much audio nonsense. I technically have it uploaded on my YouTube channel, but I think I have it privated. Partially because I think it got copyrighted for some of the songs. And also it's just, I cringe listening to it. Because I was still using Reaper to do all of my audio. But I didn't realize it until like last year that my physical audio interface was actually kind of trash. Then I broke it, so I bought a new one. It works so good now. It's crazy how nicely it works. So I could be doing that. I think I have a... technically have a aux cable. No. That's not the right term for it. Anyways, I could be doing another karaoke stream. I could be attempting another one. It's just a matter of finding good karaoke tracks and good instrumental tracks, and just making sure the audio is balanced for once. Because I was definitely super quiet last time. I was definitely on like some sort of delay, which was really bad with trying to sync up the instrumentals and stuff. Wings are to the night higher, oh higher, carrying our song. Anyways, as for a different time. From what you told me of your vision. Love latency, oh yeah. But yeah, that was because of Reaper. I have my audio input directly, like going directly into like as an independent source, so I don't have to use any of that. Or I probably could. Nah. Because I'm thinking of like all the VTubers that have like particular karaoke filters. I'm trying to wonder how they do it. I think they just have different tech, different software that comes with their audio interfaces. So it's just raw audio even. That sounds dumb. Back to it. From what you told me of your vision, the nature of Minato's despair, as well as the focus of her ire, is clear. 'Tis plain she was a good-natured and kind-hearted woman, grieving for the loss of her husband. This loss alone may not have been enough to turn her, but my failure to hold Yotsuyu to account, together with the sight of other families reunited, compounded the turmoil in her broken heart. A path to despair paved by my good intentions. A truth that will lay heavy on my conscience unto my dying day. Well, don't die here. Don't die here. You're on camera. If you die here, Coffee's gonna be very upset. Minato was prepared to die in sadness rather than live in hatred. If she could see the beast she has become, she would implore us to stop her. Which is why we must find the others who will return to us in the prisoner exchange before they come to harm. Once their safety is assured, we may hunt down the blasphemy and bring a close to this tragedy. Da 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 da. Ah, Minari. If you are come to ask after the blasphemy, I have naught to share. As of yet, our shinobi have seen no sign of the beast. The returnees, however, are all accounted for, and Lord Hien has seen them safely to the Kiankan. As such, he is presently assisting with the hunt. For a blessing, there have been no reports of other villagers turning, and yet, before the situation takes a turn for the worse, there is a matter I feel warrants further investigation. Kisei. Though Savia... Goodness, why can't I read properly? Though a villager of Isari, I suspect she may in fact hail from my home, Sui no Sato. Knowing that they would be loath to answer my inquiries, I entreated the Kojin to contact Sui no Sato in my stead. To hear tell of it, Princess Kurenai has made great strides in establishing stronger ties with the outside world. At mention of Kisei, however, their cordial warmth turned strangely cold. If we are to learn more, I fear we have little choice but to go and speak with the people of Sui no Sato themselves, or ourselves. A simple visit for you, I imagine, but my banishment complicates matters. That said, it has been many years since I left home. Were I to disguise myself, I might well go unnoticed in your company. if you're willing to take the risk. Thank you. Let us make for Onokoro then. Da, 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 da. Wait a minute. Sorry, Laner. You must go. The kids want you in the pool. Thank you. Have fun with the kids. I'll make sure Hien survives. The garments I wore when we first met. Sufficient, I think, to conceal my identity. How many years has it been since I last saw home? I am a shinobi of Doma, aye. But even as a child, I sought to ensure the safety and survival of Sui no Sato. I was quite bold in those days, if not a touch reckless, and together with the other children I often ventured beyond the borders of home. We yearned for adventure, and so one day we sought to behold the wonders of Doma. Imagine our horror to discover a city of ruin and ash. Imperial soldiers marching through the streets. We fled at the sight, but in my haste, I lost my way in the bamboo groves. It was there I first met a young boy named Shun, a sweaty mess as he swung his wooden sword with reckless abandon. Training to fulfill his duty as a samurai, he said. Having seen the destruction of which the Empire was capable, I too felt the need to protect my home. I joined him in his exercises, and every day my resolve to protect those I love grew. Sadly, my elders refused to listen. They were content to remain hidden beneath the waves, and hopefully the Empire's notice. With a heavy heart, I left in search of the strength I believe we sorely needed, and I found it as a shinobi. But the people feared war and conflict would follow on my heels should I return. I do not begrudge them their decision, nor do I regret mine own. Part of me is overjoyed at the thought of seeing home again. Openly defying the wishes of the Ruby Princess, however, would bode ill for my family. They have suffered enough for my transgressions. That is why, for their sake, I would remain naught but a faceless shinobi at your employ. Thank you. With that in mind, let us make for Sui no Sato. What a username that is. Be gone, bot! All these years, yet naught appears to have changed since the day I left. But now is not the time to reminisce. We have work to do. Kisei's departure from Sui no Sato was likely decades ago. Perhaps the village elders will know why she chose to leave. Yugiri is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Yugiri behind by entering a different area, or by speaking with her and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Yugiri accompany you again, return and speak with her at the original location. I gotta get some water. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. So much reading. Hello again. We're back. Kisei? The name sounds familiar, and yet... apologies, my friend. My memory is not what it once was. Let us seek out another. My, it's been quite some time since I last heard that name. She was a priestess of the village, banished after drawing the ire of the former ruby princess. What has become of her after all these years, I wonder? Please, is there anything else you can tell us? Yunagi was quite close with her, if memory serves. Perhaps you should seek her out. Mother, I had hoped to avoid my parents, but if there is no other way... Minari, might I ask you to take the lead? Okay, just making sure.
is good to see you again. To what do we owe the honor of your visit?
Cutscene.
Kisei. Yes, we were close, but that was a long, long time ago. Still, if I can be of assistance to the woman to the whom we owe so much, I will share all I know. Kisei was born to a family of priests, and even at an early age, she was possessed of extraordinary abilities. Much was expected of her. But everything changed the day she said she could speak to the dead. No one believed her at first, but she continued to insist she could, and strove to prove it by demonstrating knowledge well beyond her years, knowledge of events to which she could not have been privy. Word of her talent eventually reached the Ruby Princess, and she was summoned to Shisui of the Violet Tides for a private audience. No one knows what Kisei said to her in the palace, only that the princess was incandescent with rage and ordered her exile forthwith. Some believe Kisei revealed a terrible secret to the royal house, or perhaps spoke a blatant falsehood that proved her a liar. Indeed, the knowledge she claimed to divine from the dead was not always truthful, but who is to say the dead would know the truth or not seek to deceive? Thus could we never be certain if it was simply a fantasy or a power divine. The one thing that is certain is that no small number of people found comfort in her words. Would that I could tell you more, but sadly I have not seen or spoken with Kisei since her banishment. Forgive me, but have we met your companion before? She looks familiar. I believe this is the first time our humble shinobi has visited Suino Sato. Ah, is that so? For the briefest of moments, you reminded me of someone quite dear to my heart. Being a shinobi, I presume you've heard tales of Yugiri Mistwalker. Should you chance to meet her, may I ask you to deliver her a message? Tell her that her mother and father love her, that we could not be more proud of her. I will. I have no doubt she feels the same, and not a day goes by without you in her thoughts. Ooh, that hurts. Ahem. I believe we have heard enough. Shall we return to Onokoro? My apologies for placing you in so peculiar a situation. I must confess, it did my heart good to see mother and father well. All the more reason I must do all I can to keep the peace. As a shinobi of Doma. No, as a member of the Eastern Alliance. Mayhap there will come a day when Suino Sato opens to the world. A day when Yugiri Mistwalker can be reunited with her mother and father. Would that Lord Hien could be afforded the same opportunity. but Lord Cayenne and Lady Mina have long since passed. Two of too many lives lost in the Imperial occupation. I cannot imagine he would ever succumb to despair. But make no mistake, Lord Hien knows the pain of his people all too well. I can see it in his eyes, and if I may be honest, it troubles me at times. But perhaps I said too much. Come, we mustn't keep him waiting. Our fallen brothers, times of their oaths fulfilled. Now we yearn for freedom. Welcome back. I trust your journey proved an enlightening one. So she does in fact hail from Suinosato, and you say she has possessed these divine gifts since childhood? Genuine or no, the people believe her, and more flock to her side with every passing day. But the returnees are safe to the Kian Khan, its defenses bolstered. As for the blasphemy, I've spoken with our Confederate allies, among others, and together we will establish a network of contacts across the length and breadth of Doma to take up the search in earnest. Mark my words, we will find it. Da, 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 da. I got 3 quests left? 3 or 4? Armed and ready. Nope. You've arrived not a moment too soon. The blasphemy has been sighted on the coast. For a mercy, there are no reported casualties as of yet. Just the woman I was hoping to see. No sooner had we cast wide our net than a Confederate messenger was at our door. If you would join us, Rasho awaits our arrival at Onokoro. Ba 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 ba. Ya da 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 da. Wa da 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 ru da da da. Ah da 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 da. Fade away. Or November autumn tide. Oh, these guys.
Well now, that the noble Lord of Doma should come in person once again. Mayhap these blasphemies truly are a threat.
Indeed they are, and I was told you and yours sighted our quarry quite recently.
Aye, that we did. Near the islands of Shoal Rock. The beast appeared to be docile by all accounts, but appearances can be deceiving. If it is as you say, and this blasphemy has eyes only for former conscripts, then we have naught to fear. I trust those we accepted into our care are still in yours at the Kian Khan, enjoying the finest Doman hospitality? Anyway, I know not why it came to the Ruby Sea, nor why it remains idle, but if we act quickly, there is a chance we can take it unawares.
I propose we divide our forces. If you're willing to go ashore, we'll take a ship and circle about the islands. The first to find it will have the honor of the kill. Huh, a simple enough plan. Shall we be off to Shoal Rock then? This is where the blasphemy was last sighted. If the fates are kind, this will all be over soon. Cutscene. Damn. Such speed. I doubt even my falcons could keep pace with it. Bah, don't tell me that's the blasphemy flying off into the distance. I hoped the ill will that bore me in life might compel the beast to stay and fight, but perhaps less of Minato remains than I thought. Minato? That monstrosity was Minato? You knew her? Her family tried to flee to Ingashi during the occupation, but their ship was raided and sunk. When we happened upon the wreckage, she was huddled between her parents on a piece of flotsam, desperate to keep warm. But they had long since grown cold. We took her to Onokoro, where we nursed her back to health. Couldn't imagine what horrors she must have witnessed. The mere sight of our weapons was enough to make her start screaming. She was clearly unfit for our trade, so we sought a village that might take her in. Isari was that village. Several months later, I chanced to meet her on this very beach. She was in the company of a young Auri fisherman, and I knew at once she had found more than a home there. I saw them here many times after that. She found something comforting about this place, I think. According to reports from Rada Han, the memories and desires of those who turn can influence their behavior as blasphemies. And perhaps Minato's memories are what compelled the beast to come here. That would also explain its timid nature. Minato was never one for violence, and the sight of you, blade drawn, no doubt stirred what little of the woman remains in this monster. If that is the case, an assault on the Kian-kan is unlikely, guarded as it is by our samurai. But how are we to fight an enemy so quick to flee at the first sign of danger? You don't fight it. Robbed of her parents, her husband, and now her life. I would rather we didn't have to at all. But I understand full well the risk we take by doing nothing. If we catch sight of the blasphemy again, you will be the first to know. Perhaps next time we can put her soul to rest. There is naught to do now but bide our time. Come, let us return to the Enclave. That was a fast quest. Okay. I should be almost done with ranged. Oh, what cutscene? Given what we have learned, it seems likely that the blasphemy will return to Shoal Rock, but that knowledge will avail us naught if we cannot prevent it from escaping again. Bro, what do you want? Lord Hien, on behalf of the people of Isari, we are come with a request. We welcome you with open arms and open hearts. What is it you would ask of me? Those returned to us in the prisoner exchange have been granted shelter at the Kian-kan. That they yet live is an affront to the Kami's grand design, and the spirits of our loved ones suffer for it. Balance must needs be restored, and so I beseech you to render them unto the goddess Izanami. Absolutely not. 'Tis not our place to pray for the death of others, nor draw steel to sate mere bloodlust. When I take a life, be it by command or my own hand, I do so not in service to vengeance, but to uphold my duty to Doma and her people. How did your mercy for Yotsuyu serve your duty? How are your people made better by the sight of her walking free? For her crimes and her cruelty, I cut her down the day we took Doma Castle. I sought to kill her, and by rights she should have died then and there. But the Kami willed otherwise, and returned her to us alive and bereft of her memories. With no recollection of her deeds, it would have been Tsuyu who faced punishment, not Yotsuyu. This was my judgment, and for it you were denied the justice you deserved. You have every right to resent me.
But you come before me and ask that I sacrifice men and women whose only crime was to suffer, to be condemned to a life of servitude. If you truly believe your cause to be sacrosanct, believe yourselves fit to bear the burden and swing the sword, then step forward. Sophistry and lies. They were meant to die. The spirits demand it. Are these the words of the dead, or the living who yet mourn? Uncle! Word of the XIV priestess and her gifts has spread far and wide, and I thought to see the truth of it myself. By coincidence, I crossed paths with a traveler hailing from the self-same village, who had a mind to return as well, but alas could not. And so he bid me deliver a missive in his stead. It's Gosetsu the goat Setsu! Judging by the striking resemblance, I take it you are the young fisher Akitsu. This is a letter from my father. He was severely wounded in battle, but expects to make a full recovery. He's alive, but that would mean... Surely a woman of your talents can divine a plausible explanation for this turn of events. You shall pay for this contumely. My daughter will make certain of that. Man. Apologies for the abrupt and otherwise unannounced arrival. As you can see, my Lord Hien, I am returned. Full glad am I for it. Thanks to your timely arrival, we have given the lie to Kisei's claims of preternatural powers. I gather you are apprised of recent events. Aye. It did not take long to learn the state of affairs here in Doma, and that my assistance may be required. I had heard tales of Kisei channeling the dead, including the father of one young fisherman. I imagine my surprise when I saw this spirit in the flesh. He was also on pilgrimage, paying respects to the departed, and we chanced to meet in the Liberation Front infirmary. Would that we were not brought back together under such circumstances. But I am glad to see you all hale and hearty. We don't see you for a full 2 expansions, and you come back this cool. You're crazy. Tonbo? Is something the matter?
I wish to apologize, Lord Hien. It was wrong of me to say the things I did, or to say the things I said. I understand nothing can bring back my father. I was so angry.
Please, Tonbo, you needn't apologize.
It's just, my brother was always so brave, but father's death was more than he could bear, and it turned him into that monster. If he wasn't brave enough, then what chance do I have? We wanted to perform the rites for father, but the body was never returned to us, so... Not that I blame you for that, Lord Hien. I understand nothing could be done.
That Akitsu's father survived is nothing short of a miracle, but I fear he is indeed the rare exception. I have offered prayers at more graves than I can count. It would be cruel to give others the false hope that their loved ones might return. And yet Kisei continues to do just that, offering comfort with her lies. A tempting but ephemeral balm for wounds that have yet to heal, much like the anger some harbor for you, or resentment for the families restored while theirs remain broken. But for those like that poor boy whose heart sank or lack for hatred, who know only sadness and despair, aye, they too may turn. Exposing the truth of Kisei's deception hasn't helped matters. If we are to prevent more suffering, we must pursue a lasting solution. I would be most grateful for your counsel, Gosetsu. There is much I could learn from your pilgrimage. If there is aught you require, but say the word and it shall be done. It is the least I can do for the part I played in Yotsuyu's tragedy. I failed her in the end, but I will not fail you, my lord.
Thank you again for your aid, Minari. The day's events have given me much to consider. When our next step is decided, you will be the first to know.
Did it? Was that entire quest just one cutscene? Wait. Serious? Okay. Take it. Beats having to travel around.
We've reached the real highlight of the story, though. Gosetsu has returned to us. Uncle has returned.
Okay, well. On to the next one.
Regrettably, there have been no sightings of the blasphemy since our first encounter at Shoal Rock. As Tansui surmised, it seems to fear confrontation. We, for our part, have tried to make good use of this intervening calm. Even now, Lord Hien and Gosetsu discuss how we might prevent other villagers from turning. If you would wait here a moment, he would no doubt wish to hear your thoughts on the matter. Cutscene again! Minari, so glad you could come. As Yugiri no doubt explained, the blasphemy continues to elude us, and so we have turned our attention to other matters we can and should address. After long discussions and much deliberation, we believe we have found a means to allay the growing malaise of our people. If you would, Kosetsu? The idea came to us after considering young Donbo's remarks about his father, whose body was never found and returned to Doma. Others no doubt share in his melancholy, unable to bury and mourn their loved ones as is their right. Put simply, they cannot make peace with their loss. Their anguish, if left to linger, may consume them as well. That we might provide the people of Doma with comfort and closure, we will hold a national funeral at the Swallow's Compass. Those who choose to attend will be asked to present personal effects of the deceased they wish to be enshrined there. Spirits reside in all things, be they living or inanimate, and though we may die, a part of us lives on in the items we cherished most in life. Therefore, in lieu of remains, these belongings will be afforded a place in the royal mausoleum, that the spirits of those lost to us may find their way home. Find their way home to Doma, and at last know peace. The announcement has already been made, and a great many people are now engaged in the difficult task of deciding which keepsake will serve as their offering. 'Tis not a decision to be made lightly, but I suspect they will have made up their minds by the time we go to collect their chosen tokens. I also hope to learn more about the departed from those willing to speak with me, for my benefit and for theirs. To break free of their sorrow, they must seek joy in the memories and the love they shared with the departed, and I will help them find it. Might the Liberator of Doma be willing to favor the people with her presence as well? I doubt not that they will appreciate the gesture. Yeah, world tour. Good. Yukiri, I leave the people of Isari to you. Gosetsu, might I ask you to... Apologies, my lord, but there is a small but most urgent matter I must first attend to. Very well, I shall not pry. Now, Minari, let us go and pay a visit to the good people of Namai. What's giving me the beeping? Sure. Okay. Namai, Namai.
stream been stuck on the... No. Twitch is just not loading it right. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right then. Before we begin, I would remind you that you need only listen to the tales of their loved ones. As overseer of the ceremony, I see it as my duty to deliver their effects personally. Because of this, it is of the utmost importance that we keep clear of any beasts that might damage our cargo. It goes without saying how important it is that our offerings are delivered in pristine condition, and they will be no good to you in a fight while heavily encumbered. If stealth or flight are not options, I must ask that you fight for us both. But we needn't worry unless the occasion arises. For now, let us be off. Ian is now accompanying you. We've heard this before. My husband, my dear sweet Maroya, never returned from Garlemald, but perhaps now his soul might know peace. Please, take this painting brush to the Swallow's Compass. I shall handle it with the utmost care. Might we trouble you to tell us more about your husband? Maroya was a kind and gentle soul. There was nothing he loved more in the world than to create. That brush never left his side, not even when he tended the fields. Any spare moment was dedicated to his craft, and he produced the most wonderful vistas of Yanxia. It was his dream to take us to Kugane, where he would become a famous artist, until he was conscripted. In the early days, he would send drawings to the places they took him, though I know not how. But more time began to pass between each arrival, and then they stopped coming altogether. I know not in what far-flung land he died, but I pray it was as beautiful as his works. He sounds like quite a man to hold fast to his art even when forced to endure such hardship. His soul will find peace, of that I have no doubt. I must thank you again, Lord Hian, for this honor. My son would have been overjoyed to know that his katana would be enshrined at the Swallow's Compass. Nay, the honor is mine. I'm sure your son was a fine warrior. Aye, and so was I, once upon a time. A samurai, as it happens, in service to your father when the Empire first invaded our lands. Though we were defeated, our spirits broken, my son Motosue was never one to lose hope. He was determined to follow in my footsteps, gave his everything to honing his skill with the blade. When I watched him train, I felt the pride I thought I'd forsaken swell in my breast, and I knew he would restore our family to its former glory. Alas, he could have fled, perhaps started life anew as a vagabond of some sort. But he bore the burden and fought for Garlemald, for fear of what the Imperials might do if he did not. 'Tis plain he was a loving son and a warrior true.
I will care for his blade as if it were my own, and see it given the honor and respect due a samurai of Doma.
Huh? It's for a different side quest.
I realize it's quite large, but I wanted to offer this on behalf of my brother and our father, Suzushiro. If you are willing, I would very much like to hear more about them both. My father, he was a carpenter. He was a good man, if a bit stubborn, always thinking about his work. The only time he ever seemed to enjoy himself was when he had a cup of sake in his hand. When my brother came of age, he took up the trade as well. It brought them closer. I'd see them laughing over drinks together, or listening in silence to the crickets singing under the moonlight. I wanted to join them one day. This was their favorite sake. I thought they might miss it. I am sure it will taste all the sweeter having come from you. I realize no one can ever replace your brother or father, but if you will allow, I would be honored to share drinks with you in their stead. When you are of age, of course. This should be everything. Would you join me for a short reprieve before our journey back? They put on brave faces, but the people of Namai are still racked with grief. It is the same at every village I have visited in recent days, but it is only now that I am struck with the contradictory nature of my goals. Having joined the Eastern Alliance and taken steps to revitalize the Enclave, I believed Doma was at last on the path to peace and prosperity. I still do. Yet by focusing so keenly on the future, I have neglected the past that haunts my people. Even if they do not give in to despair and become beasts that plague our lands like poor Tonbro's brother, how are we to truly move forward if we are constantly looking back? You speak of their haunted pasts, Lord Hien. But what of yours? Me? All things considered, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the subject was broached. Ha! She cuts to the heart of the matter, and the young lord. For the best, I should think, for he cannot lead by example if he has not yet made peace with his own past. I'm assuming it's Hien. Or not Hien, Gosetsu. There we go. 1,000 apologies, my lord. I was passing through, tending to the matters of which I spoke earlier, when I chanced to hear familiar voices in the distance.
If I may be so bold, the people of Doma, one and all, understand the source of your pain. To lose your father, the turmoil of a failed rebellion, his staggering duty to the throne thrust upon you. Aye, how could you even begin to mourn when first you had to lead? It would behoove you to take part in the funeral rites, my lord. Take this time to make peace with your past while it is still yours to spend. Though unlikely, if not impossible, were you to become a monster as well, Doma would surely be lost. I thank you for your counsel, Gosetsu. But if I may ask, why is it you keep your blade at the ready? I thought this personal matter of yours to be naught but a trifle, or am I mistaken? Well, I find the katana a superior tool for peeling persimmons. Speaking of which, I do believe my stomach begs for sustenance. If you will excuse me. Training. To help slay the blasphemy, no doubt. Fitting that he should offer me counsel, yet refuse to heed it in kind. He is not the warrior he once was, but he is wise, our obstinate friend. If I am to be perfectly honest, it frightens me to recall it, the moment it all came crashing down. We'd taken Doma Castle. Victory was ours. But then we looked out and saw the banners of the 12th Legion marching toward us, the Crown Prince at the fore. No sooner had Gosetsu and I escaped than we received word that Xenos had slain my father. I remember how the fight went out of Gosetsu in an instant, how he wept for his lord while I felt the weight of the profound duty bear down upon my shoulders. Crushing, suffocating, the heat of my own breath, the chill of my clammy palms. But duty demanded I master my emotions. When all those around me, Gosetsu included, were consumed by anger and a thirst for vengeance, I had to be in control. Under my orders, we dispersed and fled to fight another day. To this day, I have not stopped to reflect on my father's death. Oh shit. I got the screenshot, we're fine. But now I must. And so, having taken you into my confidence, would you see this through with me to journey's end? The keepsake I would offer up for the funeral is hidden in a place not easily reached. We will have to fly there, I'm afraid, but worry not. My Yol will ferry us. Just a moment. The place we seek is Plum Spring in the mountains. Shall we? We... We...
My parents would bring me here for Hanami as a child. Its beauty and serenity was such that I could forget the realities of the occupation. Indeed, some of my fondest memories of family are here, which is precisely why I chose this place to conceal the singular gift my father bequeathed to me as a child. Charming, is it not? The great auspicious Qitian Dasheng, said to reside somewhere along the Dairyu chain. In those days, anyone and everyone knew the tales of his prowess. Reckless boy that I was, I once even tried to seek him out, hoping he might help us. I buried it here shortly after my coming-of-age ceremony. It seemed a fitting place to both part with my childhood and offer a final goodbye to my mother. More keepsake of mine than his, to be sure, but he was never a man of worldly possessions. Still, I suspect he would allow himself a rare smile if he were to see it again after all these years. And that is precisely how I wish to bid him farewell. With a smile. It should go without saying that I would prefer it not become known that I kept this doll here. Wouldn't want the children to grow jealous now, would we? And with that, I believe it is time we return to the Enclave. There are yet more villages to visit and offerings to collect, but preparations are proceeding apace. Soon the people will have one less cause to be tempted down the path to despair. Of course, there still remains the problem with the blasphemy. The former conscripts will remain at the Kiankan until it has been dealt with. We will slay the beast in due time, but before that, I would be honored if you were present for the funeral rites. Pray speak with Yugiri when next you visit the Enclave, and she will tell you more of the proceedings. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Just double checking the audio. Is that? Am I looking at the right? There should be separate inputs. Yeah. If it hasn't been a problem now, it won't be a problem later. Probably. The final quest. As ever, your timing is impeccable. We but moments ago completed preparations for the funeral. I will inform Lord Hien of your arrival. You're here. Excellent. Blasphemy continues to shun our settlement, and I mean to make the most of the time its absence affords us. I assume you were planning to take part in the ceremony? Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, Gosetsu will not be joining us today. He's injured himself, as I knew he would with his secret training, and now grumbles from the confines of his bed. But he will be fine in due course. We may worry over his convalescence after the funeral.
Excuse me for... Sorry for yawning into the mic, everybody. It's time. There was a peculiar looking doll among the effects, but I can find no record of it in our stores. Would you happen to know who brought it? Ah, man, sometimes people just sneak stuff on. You see how it is. Morning, people are kind of secretive and stuff sometimes. I don't know. Excuse me, just looking at something on Discord. Let's get this done! The villagers should arrive ere long. Then we may begin. What a conveniently arena-shaped area. Lord Hien, I apologize, my lord, for my past transgressions. I yearn to believe my daughter was a kami reborn, but you were right. She is a monster. Words can ill express my shame for advocating the conscripts be sacrificed to appease the dead.
Nay, this ceremony shall serve far, far better. And so, as a humble citizen of Dolma, I offer my deepest gratitude and beg for your forgiveness. I would make an offering on behalf of my husband and son, as well as my dear sweet Minato. I throw myself on your mercy, Lord Yen. Allow them a place within the mausoleum, that their spirits may know peace. There is no need to beg forgiveness, Kisei. Please rise. Whoops. Spam. She will come for you. Bleh. Bleh. By the Kami, she gave her life to draw out the blasphemy? Okay. Good thing I had two different screenshot buttons going on at the same time, so I managed to get all of that. Most of it. Blasphemy. Izanami. It's time. Oop. That's not the one I should have done first. And I pressed the other one by accident. I'm a silly bard. I'm just pressing buttons. Misguided retribution? No. Misguided ire? Constant stream of DPS.
Concentrate.
Right. I already went to press my other resentful left sweep. Okay, don't do that one. Just keep pressing buttons. Just keep pressing buttons.
It is nothing.
Resentment overflowing. Okay, it's getting a little dicey. That's right, he's a monk! Traditional style. Apologies for the untimely arrival, my lord. He's a priest. Gosetsu? What is that staff? Pilgrimage proved a most enlightening experience, and is where I chanced to discover the benefits of ascetic training. I may no longer be fit to wield a blade, my lord, but Shugendo affords me another way to turn the tide of battle. Stubborn as ever. I shall have to thank you later. Let us put an end to this. What is this team composition? A 3 DPS and a healer? Come on, Yugiri, I know you have... I know you have kunai, you can throw those.
The wheeze of a shinobi's power.
Oh, that's up there.
a deceiver to the bitter end, but she is still a daughter of Doma. She will have a proper burial, and her family's belongings enshrined with the others. I have gathered you here today not to speak of the future, but to reflect on the past, to pay respects to loved ones fallen on the field of battle. In honor of their sacrifices, these sons and daughters of Doma shall be given a place here at the Swallow's Compass. Though they no longer walk with us in life, they walk with us in spirit. Pray never forget their bravery, that the memories of their legacy give you comfort and strength. Maroya Motakawa, the aspiring painter. He was a man who saw beauty in all things, and one day would have become a renowned artist in Kugane. Motosue Jito, the warrior in training. He longed to become a samurai like his father, and bring honor to his family. Suzushiro Kodakumi, the carpenter. A man wholly dedicated to his craft, who hoped to one day pass on his talents to his two loving children. And lastly, Minato Shihogaki and her mother-in-law Kisei. Theirs was once a happiness to be envied. Minato's parents were murdered by Imperial soldiers, and after being rescued by the Confederacy, Minato was given into the care of the village of Isari. A second. Though she arrived with a broken heart, it was soon mended by the man who would become her husband, the son of Kisei, who herself had been born to Isari on winds of tragedy. Kisei was a child of the deep, born in Suinosato. For her gifts she was exiled, but with her courage and tenacity found a new home on the shores of the Ruby Sea. She was a devoted wife and mother, and though not related by blood, she loved Minato as if she were their own. That is how she lived, how they all lived, and how they should be remembered. Let your heart swell not with sorrow, but with joy for their memory. Know that proof of their mark left on this world shall remain here, enshrined within the Swallow's Compass for all eternity. Let us still our voices, and in silence pray for their souls, that they may share in the peace we have found. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting battle with the blasphemy as a prelude to this ceremony. At least now we may breathe easy, if only for a short while. The villagers have all returned home, and I believe it is time we did the same.
We've held a national funeral and slain a blasphemy besides. A rather productive day, would you not agree? The former conscripts will be elated to finally return home. Speaking of returns, I think I speak for us all when I say your appearance at the Swallow's Compass came as not something of a shock. What of your injuries from training? Quite painful for some time, I assure you. Despite my best efforts to reclaim my former skills, my back and my hips vigorously protested. I planned to sleep that I might be well rested for the morrow's hunt, but a voice called out to me. I was needed, and so I grabbed my cane and ran as quickly as my ailing body would allow. The cane suits you, Gosetsu, but your mastery of healing magics was a sight to behold. Almost as surprising as your resurrection following the fall of Doma Castle. I am still but a novice in dire need of training. It is my hope that I will be able to refine my ascetic arts during my next pilgrimage. So you are leaving then? Worry not, Lord Yen. Should you find yourself in dire straits once more, I shall fly to your side. Not as a samurai, perhaps, but I will nonetheless give our enemies cause to tremble. And with that, I take my leave. Though it may be years, if not decades, until we truly make peace with our past, we have turned a corner and begun to heal. We may look to the future unburdened by grief ignored and sadness denied. The path ahead is ever fraught with peril, but we shall walk it with eyes unclouded and with pride. You have done so much for us, for Doma. I wish there was more I could do for you. So I got a friend named Coffee Tea Light. If you could just say hi to them. Just joking, just joking. If I may ask one last favor, before you leave, please inform our representative at Radzahan that the blasphemy has been vanquished, and the people of Doma are safe. With any luck, our experiences here will prove useful to other nations that yet grapple with these beasts. Can do. Another one down. Da-da. Lady Minari, you are returned. What word from Doma? We killed it. The blasphemy is no more? That is most wonderful news. I must inform the other delegates at once. Thank you again for answering our summons. If another threat should rear its dastardly head, I pray we can count on your assistance again.
Yahoo! More than loneliness. Okay. That was the ranged DPS role quests. And that right on time too. And that will mean the end of the stream. Coming up next was gonna be the Black Mage role quests for another time. But I got plans, and so I'll be ending it here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you so much for people that were in chat or just lurking around and watching very quietly. I will see when I can stream it again. Perhaps Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning, or Thursday. I don't think I'm doing anything on Thursday. But until then, I love you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay cool and hydrated, because the heat is getting to everybody. And I will see you all